amount to much. And vice versa, if you've got great terroir but terrible rootstock, then you're not going to have great wine either. It's the same with the yoga practice. If you're not able to breathe properly, your parasympathetic nervous system will be turned off and your sympathetic nervous system will be turned on. So you'll be in this constant state of fight or flight, which is not what yoga is all about. It's sort of counterindicated. So the first thing I'd like you to do tonight is just put your hands at your mandible here and just gently rub, get into your jaw, get it nice and loose.
Do you have your mouth open or closed?
You have it sort of slack. Let's go clockwise and counterclockwise. And when you're done with that, take your hands, place them on your thighs, and just feel the weight of your shoulders. So a lot of us, when we're sitting at the computer, we tend to be in this forward fold motion. I'd like you to sit nice and tall, but relaxed. So you're not sticking your butt out. Your spine is nice and long. And as you inhale, draw your shoulders into your ears. And then exhale, let the shoulder blades slide down your back. Good. Just inhale as you would normally. And then exhale, release. We'll do that 2 more times. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now, if you're 6 feet apart from someone, you just shuffle out a little bit. Just bring your arms out and shake them out a little bit so that your heart is open. There we go.
Jacket off for this.
Getting warm. Exactly. And then return your hands down to your thighs. The next thing you can do is grab your glass of whatever you're drinking. What helps to rest the parasympathetic, the sympathetic nervous system is a little swig of wine or some beer. So have a quick cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, now we're ready to breathe. So the first breath exercise we'll do is one of my favorites. And if you've taken yoga with me before, I always talk about this as we start. It's diaphragmatic breath, where you're breathing from your belly. So your first part of the inhale, you'll expand the ribs and expand the heart. And then you'll press your navel away from your belly. So what I'm going to do is come back a little bit. You're going to place your right hand at your sternum and place your left hand at your belly button. Relax your shoulders. And as you inhale, imagine breathing into your sternum and then press your navel into your left hand and then exhale through the mouth, drawing navel into spine. Okay, so again, inhale deeply, pressing navel into the left hand, hold for a second, and then exhale. So you're not pressing your hand into your belly button, you're pressing your belly button into your hand. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good, so take a rest for a second. What you're doing is you're expanding the lungs sideways, and by using your belly button, you're drawing your lungs lower down into the diaphragm. So people who are singers, for example, use this exercise to draw more oxygen into the body. We're going to do this 10 rounds together. So you can do your right hand at your sternum, left hand at your navel, or not. If you just like to let your belly go slack, and imagine you're not sucking it in, just let it go slack. We'll do 10 rounds of deep belly breathing together. Now, just to let you know, you might start to feel a little bit lightheaded. That's only because your body is getting a lot of oxygen. So don't worry, you can always just come back to a regular breath cycle. Okay?
It's not the alcohol.
Well, it depends on where you are. If you've been drinking an hour before this, then you might have a problem. I might recommend you recline, but just listen to what your body's telling you. So you can place your right hand at your sternum, left hand at your navel, and we're going to simply breathe 10 rounds together. Inhale, exhale. Ready? Off you go. Inhale deeply. Exhale, navel to spine. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. And if you have a sigh, that's okay. You're on mute. You can let a sigh go if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's do that 6 rounds at your own pace. When you finished, if your hands are on front, bring your hands down to your thighs. At this point, you might start to experience thoughts. And if that's happening, just let the thought go and come back to the sound of your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Almost there. When you finished your 10 rounds of deep belly breathing, just keep your eyes closed if they're closed already. Place your hands on your thighs and just observe what's going on in your physiology. See how your body feels if you're rested. Good. And open your eyes. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask away. Any experiences that are different or unique to doing this exercise? Have you done this before? Let me know. Okay. No questions. Good. Does everyone feel good? Thumbs up if you're feeling better. Good. 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 All right, perfect. So that's a good benchmark to start. If you start to feel like you're starting to have a little bit of stress or anxiety, if you can't sleep, if you have trouble getting to sleep, if you wake up in the middle of the night, that 10 breaths really helps you settle the physiology. And you can say to yourself as you're doing that breath, I need to sleep. There's nothing I can do at 3 in the morning. So just come back to the breath. It really, really helps to settle the physiology. Okay, cheers. We'll move on to the next one. If you'd like to have another swig of whatever you're drinking, we have one of my favorites, actually. It's the Flying by the Seat of Your Pants Rosé, which is what Brickell Vineyards make. It's one of my first rosés I had here with them, and it's really, really tasty. Okay. The next one is called Nadi Shodhana, or alternative nostril breathing. Now, traditionally, when you do this, you use a mudra. A mudra is hand placement. And you're basically looking like you're trying to look like you're on Star Trek, which I can't do. Bending the that's it, yeah, that's it. Bending the ring finger and then bending the middle finger. And then what you're doing is, I know. See, we're not going to do that. My whole brand of yoga and Ayurveda is a practical way. And if you can't do the hand motion, it doesn't matter. If you know how to do the mudra, then you can do that if you wish. Otherwise, you can just do your cowabunga hands like that. Okay. And all you're going to do, or you can use your thumb and your index finger. You can use your left or your right hand, whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to use my left hand. So I'm going to place my thumb on the outside of my left nostril and my index finger on the outside of my right nostril. And I'm not sure you can see me or not, but what I'm doing is I'm going to press my left nostril closed. Then I'm going to inhale through my right nostril. Then I'm going to press and close my right nostril. And then exhale through my left nostril. Now, word of warning. If you have allergies, make sure you have a handkerchief or a box of tissues handy, because you might have some discharge, which is perfectly normal, especially this time of the year. If you're doing the traditional mudra, you press your ring finger against your right nostril and your pinky against your ring finger and your thumb on your left nostril. So we'll do the other side now, alternative nostril breathing. Inhale through the left. Press and hold. Exhale through the right. Good. So what I'd like you to do is choose whichever hand placement works best for you, either the little pincer, or you can do the mudra, or you can do the cowabunga, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to do the thumb and the index finger. So let's start. We're going to start by breathing into the right nostril. You're going to hold your top of your breath for 1 second. Then exhale through the left nostril as you hold the right nostril closed. Now, for extra credit, you're going to use your diaphragmatic breath as well. So there's a lot of different techniques going on. Yeah, it's like this, exactly. If that doesn't work for you, all I want you to do is master inhaling and exhaling alternatively, okay? We're going to do 10 rounds of alternative nostril breathing. So let's give it a shot first. And then this is the one where most people have questions on afterwards. So again, sit nice and comfortably. If you'd like to take another swig of whatever you're drinking, you can do that before we get started. Left thumb goes on the outside of the left nostril. And then your whichever other finger, either your ring finger or your index finger, just gently touches the right side of the nostril. Inhale through the right side. Press and close and hold. Exhale through the left side. Hold at the bottom for 1 second. Inhale through the left side. Press and close, hold 1 second. Exhale through the right. One more time. Inhale through the right. Press and hold. Exhale through the left. Good. So we've done 1.5 rounds. I'd like you to do that to a completion of 10 rounds on either side. And you can close your eyes if you'd like. I'll do it along with you. We're going to inhale now through the left nostril. Hold for a second. Pressing the left nostril closed. Exhale through the right. And then we'll inhale through the right and then left again, okay? So off we go. When you're ready, just bring your hands to your face and start breathing. When you're finished, bring your hands down to your thighs. Ready? Off you go. Inhale deeply. And if you can remember to use your belly, press and hold. Exhale through the right. Good. It's like an orchestra. Inhale through the right. Press and hold. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Press and hold. Exhale through the right. Good. Now you're on your own. Inhale to the right. Press and hold. Exhale through the left. Good. So do that until you've completed 10 rounds on both sides and sit comfortably once you've finished. Just observe what's happening in the physiology as you're breathing here. It might be a bit of a different experience, especially if you tend towards anxiety more than anything else. You might start to feel a sense of calm. That might be the breathing, it might be your cocktail. All that we know is that it's working, whatever it may be. Good, be even with the breath. Don't forget to use your belly as you inhale, pressing the belly out. Drawing the navel to spine as you exhale. Just a few more rounds. If there's anything in your room that's distracting you, maybe a pet or a child or a spouse, just come back to your breath. Good, we're just waiting for our other friends to finish their practice. So with the alternative nostril breathing, this actually helps to improve your lung function. It actually helps to really oxygenate the brain and the body beautifully. And the reason we call it alternative nostril breathing, it actually helps to align the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. So it's a very deeply restorative practice. We usually use it in yoga nidra, which is the art of sleep. So again, if you are waking up in the middle of the night because you've got stress around the current situation or around another situation you're going through, and you've got the wherewithal to do the left and right side nostril breathing, it really helps to settle your physiology and take you out of that anxiety mode. Does any of you have any questions about that breath technique? Pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh,
Cynthia's on.
can you unmute her?
Can you unmute Cynthia? One sec.
Cynthia.
One sec, Cynthia. So, okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, how do I get to unmute myself? Do you know? I don't want you to do it.
At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a mute button.
I do? Okay.
Are you on an iPad or a
I'm on a laptop.
laptop? You should see it at the bottom, on the bottom left. There'll be a microphone and it says mute underneath it.
Oh, no, I don't know what I've got there. I've got something else. It's okay.
No worries, we can mute you and unmute you.
Okay, when I have a question, I'll just go like this. And then you can unmute me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, good. So one of my favorite practices of breath is the Nadi Shodhana, especially if you had a very stressful day. So good work. Cheers, Sarah. Cheers, everybody. Okay, the next one's a bit more complicated. So I meant to get a little bit closer to the camera. It's called Shitali breathing, or Shitali means cooling. So it's a cooling breath. And this breath is really very beneficial for those of us when we get stressed, we tend more to have more body heat and tend more towards having some anger. And anger isn't something that we need to sweep under the rug. It's an expression that we have because what we're going through is causing a reaction in our body. We don't have to hold on to anger. And this breath technique really, really helps to cool and settle the physiology for those of us who can be, as my father used to call me, a little bit on the hot-tempered side. It's part of being Scottish. So there are two ways that we can do this, and it's all about how you work with the tongue. So if you can make a little tongue roll, like a little jelly roll up, I'll get a little close to the camera. It's going to look a little bit like this. And it's so weird. If you can't do that, that's okay. So for those of you who can do the little roll up with the tongue, here's what you're going to do.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Good. You're going to breathe through the mouth, through the gap in the roll of the tongue. And as you do that, you'll again use your belly breath to draw the oxygen in, and you'll start to feel a very cooling sensation at the back of the throat. So for those of you who can roll your tongue, here's what I'd like you to do. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, nice full exhale through the mouth. Roll your tongue, and then inhale through the space in the tongue. So it's almost like you're creating a straw-like thing in your tongue, and you'll feel the coolness in the back of the throat. For those of you who can't roll your tongue, don't worry, I'll give you instruction in just a second. At the top of the inhale, you're simply going to exhale through the nostrils. Sometimes people like to tilt their head back as they're inhaling. It makes them feel like they're getting more oxygen into the lungs. So let's do that. Roll the tongue, inhale. Exhale.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who cannot roll your tongue, that's okay. It's a genetic thing. What I'd like you to do is to bring the tip of your tongue just to the back of your front teeth. And you're going to make a little space between the tip of your tongue and the back of your front teeth. And from there, you're going to inhale between that space between your tongue and your two front teeth. So if you do that, you get a cooling effect at the front of the tongue, but also at the back of the throat. Do you guys feel that? Okay. So we're going to do that 10 rounds together, again, using your breath. Your deep belly breath, your diaphragmatic breath is your benchmark. That's where you start. These are little bits of little extra icings on top. So we're going to do 10 rounds of shitali breathing, cooling breath. If you can roll your tongue, go ahead, roll your tongue. Inhale through the space in the tongue. Feel it in the back of the throat. Exhale through the nostrils. If you cannot roll your tongue, inhale between the space between your teeth and your tongue. Feel the cooling breath. Inhale, exhale through the nostrils. Okay? This is more complicated. Every breath we graduate. So this is one of the harder ones. So when you're ready, we'll do 10 rounds together. Rolling your tongue or not. Inhale. Exhale through the nostrils. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We'll do this 2 more rounds together and you can go on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, 6 more rounds at your own pace. If you'd like to close your eyes again, you're welcome to do that. Just observe the breath. Almost sounds like the ocean, inhaling and exhaling, cooling down the physiology. Good, almost there. When you finish, just bring your hands down to your thighs one more time and open your eyes. Good. Any questions on the cooling breath? Cynthia Nisa. What? 1 second, Cynthia, when I mention.
Did you unmute me? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so when you curl your tongue and you breathe in, where am I supposed to feel that coolness? Because I feel it at the back of my tongue, not in my throat.
That's fine. You can feel it in the back of the tongue. It depends on your mouth geometry. You can feel it in the back of the tongue or you can feel it at the back of the throat. It really depends on how you're breathing.
And when is this good to use this?
This is good when you are getting a little frustrated and you have some anger. And you get
Go ahead, when you get frustrated and what?
when you have frustration and when you get angry, if you get angry, if you're prone to anger.
Okay.
It's really good in the summertime too. If you tend to have a lot of internal body heat, the cooling breath really cools you down. It really clears your head. It's quite cool.
So I guess you have to kind of go in a closet or somewhere to do it.
Yeah. You can do it behind the wheel of your car as long as you keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites, especially when it gets really warm and dry.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Oh, looks like your mom's good. Hey, Beth.
Hey, so you pull in through your tongue when it's rolled. Are you supposed to pull your tongue back in and then breathe out your nose?
You let the tongue settle, flatten the tongue, and breathe out through the nostrils. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, thanks.
Pranayama can be quite challenging if you have sinus infections or if you have a cold or any stuffiness. So it's always good to just massage the nasal cavities with your fingers too if you are having a problem there as well. But the shitali breath you can do, you can inhale and exhale through the mouth as much as you'd like. Okay. The last one we're going to be talking about is ocean breath, or ujjayi. Now, if you've taken yoga in the past 30 years, a lot of yoga teachers will tell you that ujjayi breath is the way to actually control the movement of your yoga practice, your yoga asana, with the breath. And my yoga teacher years ago told me that you want to have your breath slightly longer than your movement. We're forgetting to have another chair. So this is as we're entering our last breathing technique. So cheers. If you've never done ujjayi breath before, It's called ocean breathing because you're making the oxygen come through the windpipe and you're making it audible. It sounds like Darth Vader breath. My godson calls it Darth Vader breath. So you're basically constricting the throat here. And the best example I can give you is it's like you're fogging up a mirror to write a note in it. So just using your mouth, take an inhale through the nostrils and then exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. It's that raspy kind of compression in the throat. So with Ujjayi breath, it actually allows you to breathe a little deeper and have the oxygen permeate deeper into the lungs. Again, still using the deep belly breathing technique that we started with. There's a couple of questions chatting in there. I'm just noticing some questions here, you guys. 1 second.
My lungs are ready. Me too. Or snoring if we have allergies.
So it does sound like you're snoring. That's okay. That's why we're mercifully all on mute at this point. So Ujjayi breath, what I'd like you to do is sit comfortably, and you can put your hands on your front again if you'd like, or just place your hands on your thighs. I'm going to practice Ujjayi breath. So the next time we can go to a yoga class, be it here at Bricolore in the summertime, or once we open up the studio again, I'd like you to focus on more of the breath work than in regards to your yoga practice. So again, as you inhale through the nostrils, you're going to constrict that little space at the back of the throat, and you're going to slow down your breath using your belly to draw oxygen into the lungs. And you will actually hear that noise. So let me see if I can get closer to the microphone so you can hear it. You guys hear that? So what I'm doing is I'm drawing oxygen and I'm constricting the back of my throat, and it's audible. So we're going to do that 10 rounds together. And what I want you to do is to count up to 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. If you're only able to count up to 3 seconds, that's okay. This is a different breathing technique for some of us. So
it's all in your mouth, out your mouth?
It's all through your nostrils.
Oh, okay.
So that's the trick. You're breathing through your nostrils, but you're compressing the back of the throat. That's what makes it noisy. So for those of you who have a tendency of snoring, that's what's happening. The back of the throat is getting constricted. Guilty as charged too. Okay. So again, hands on your front if you wish, or just bring your hands to your thighs. And you're going to breathe in for a count of 3 or 4 seconds. Hold for 1 second. Exhale for 3 or 4 seconds, constricting the back of the throat. So I'll do it with you for 3 rounds, and then off you go. Last one for me. Okay, 7 more rounds on your own. Close your eyes, observe what's going on. If you snort or grunt or snore, that's perfectly acceptable, even in a yoga class. Just observe what's happening in the body. See if you can keep the throat engaged, but a little relaxed. See if your shoulders are still nice and heavy as we started. When you've finished, if your hands are on your front, bring them down to your thighs, open your eyes. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Good. So there we go. 4 really good techniques of managing anxiety, stress, anger, heat, and dealing with our crazy physiologies during this crazy time. And of course, the cocktails don't help, so cheers once again. Do any of you have any questions about the breathing techniques we've done today? I don't see anyone. Raise your hand if you do.
Can you just unmute?
Cynthia.
I don't, did you undo me? Okay. I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to tell you that was awesome. I almost forgot about drinking my wine. When you said, oh, let's pick up and have another drink, and I went, oh, I almost forgot about it.
Well, it's balance, Cynthia. You know, everything is in balance. And living here in Sonoma County, we have access to all these amazing things like yoga and all these wonderful activities. And we have great wine and obviously great beer. So it's finding that balance, especially when a lot of our friends that we know, especially in Hillsburg, are doing virtual cocktail hour every night. So this is a nice way to breathe together as a community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I will copy the email telling you all about how to breathe each one and what to do, so I can have it on hand and do it.
There you go. And you know how to get me, so I can share this too as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Yes, Anne's got a question. 1 second, Anne, we're going to unmute you.
No, it was good. I actually have done them all except for that last one. And forgot about it. It's been years, so that's very nice. And I'll do it when my darling cats, I have 2, Izzy wants to play, like we're in the desert. We're stuck in the desert. She wants to play when the light comes out, 6:30, but now it's coming out at 5:30, and I can't go back to sleep. So Deacon thought these would help me, so thank you.
My pleasure, absolutely. So Sarah's just unmuting everyone. If you want to just ask any questions, it's open forum now. That's it. Hey, Natalie, you're on.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. That was really nice. We miss you.
I miss you guys too. Is Vinny doing well?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. Yeah, we just really miss you. I see Gina joined in, which is really
I see Gina too. Hi, Gina.
We miss our weekly Deacon with Yoga with Deacon. So
we do. Kenny's here too.
Hey, Caddy.
Hey, Caddy.
And we have these 2 crazy Rottweilers that are like crawling all over us and fighting in the background.
You're contending with Anne's cats too.
They all think yoga time is a time for them too.
Of course. So next week, same time, we're going to be talking about sleepy time. A lot of us have had a really hard time with our sleep hygiene. And I think it's because a lot of us are off of our regular routines. Human beings need to be interactive with each other. And I feel like because of the social distancing and sheltering in place, part of our sleep cycle is how we had a good day. So in Ayurvedic medicine, we say that your tomorrow is dictated by how you sleep the night before. So next week, we'll be talking about some sleeping rituals or preparing for some really good sleep that you can use to woo sleep, to start with a nice evening routine, getting ready for bed, and having a really good night's sleep. A lot of these techniques that we're talking about, and I'm going to be doing a shameless plug, are in my book called A Little Bit of Ayurveda, which you can get on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Goodreads. If you're worried about the Amazon cooties, it's a downloadable book from Amazon as well for your Kindle. I look forward to seeing you guys all next week at the same time. We'll be talking about sleepy rituals, which I'm very excited about. So thanks so much.
Yeah,
Great, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
On Saturday.
Yeah, Quarantine Kitchen on Saturday.
Thank you, Deacon. Cheers. I especially like that we all get a cocktail at the same time.
Me
that we're doing
too.
a healthy part for our lives. Cheers.
Cheers. It's all about balance, Gina.
Bye.
Deacon, I'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.